So you find the internet primarily positive, then? Is that fair to say?
Totally.
I speak with musicians all the time that take the negative view of it, which is, illegal downloading is killing the label paradigm and hitting us in the pocketbook, basically.
Well, then they've got to wake up, because that's not the be-all and end-all of life. If you want to become a rock star, well, sorry. that was in the 70s and 80s, and the rest is all sort of the game of chance out there to become rich and famous.
Right.
And, there are different ways to become rich and famous. You've got to use what, the mothers of invention. Necessity is the mother of invention. So we're going through this incredible experience with the internet, and I'm jumping in the deep end.
Well, good for you.
I've
That's
been doing
great.
it for 10 years, so I don't see the problem.
Yeah, right. Now, I wanted to talk about your health. What is the status of your health right now?
I'm great now. I had 2 years of 1 year of really going through difficult times,
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully I'm born again and I'm stronger than ever. I have to watch over myself. I have to, I'm not a 30-year-old rock and roller on tour forever. Like, yes, I can't do that. I can tour, actually. It's kind of funny because I've been on tour doing my solo show. I sing probably twice as much as I ever did with Yes.
Right.
I do a show that nearly is sometimes 2 hours, and I'm talking and singing all the time. But I'm in a very relaxed place, and it's just me on stage, and I don't have to contend with turn the bass down, constant problems of why doesn't everybody get on,
Yeah.
Well, people get old, in the 70s everybody got on because we were healthy and happy and famous and successful. Everybody loved each other. And then as soon as things go a bit wrong, the problems come. But over years, you get to a stage where, bands stay together because it's business and it's still great music. But when I got sick, I just couldn't continue. This is about 5 years ago. I was really ill.
Yeah.
And the guys didn't understand it. And what's to say why they didn't understand it? I don't know. But that's life. You get on with my next thing. I'm actually... I have a song that's I have a song on the album that's #1 at the moment.
Oh, that's, you're talking about,
Kanye West, he sampled my voice.
Yeah, that's right. That is totally unexpected.
Well, he asked me, I said, yeah, please,
Yeah.
He's a very, very talented guy, and I was actually at the Grammy Museum 2 days ago in LA, working and singing and talking with about 50 young kids from the projects in LA. And they just wanted me to sing, can we get much higher? I said, oh, okay. They know me from there,
Isn't that a trip? That is so cool.
Yeah. And I have a song coming out on Jonathan Elias's new album, Prayer Cycle #2. It's coming out May the 10th. And it's me with the full orchestra and choir singing with this incredible Pakistani singer who is Rafayat Allah Khan. I think that's his name. Great spiritual singer of Pakistan. And the song is one of those things that happened right in the middle of my illness. So my health is very strong. My dreams are stronger than ever. And more to come.
Now, when you go out and do your solo shows or the shows you do with Rick, what's it like to reimagine those old Yes songs in new arrangements for those shows?
Well, I sing them as I first wrote them. So I'm singing Starship Trooper, as I explained to the audience. I could hardly play. I knew a few chords. I didn't know that many. But I was writing songs that were very different at that time because that's the way I felt about things. So I play the E shape on the guitar and slide it up and sing Starship Trooper to the audience and say, this is another song I wrote, very simple chords, but the song is very, very sweet and very interesting. So the audience get a chance to hear the lyric and the vocal as it was originally sort of conceived.
That's cool.
And as I say, when I do Own of a Lonely Heart, it's like a tightrope walking, to try and do it on acoustic guitar is crazy.
Yeah.
But the audience likes and I told him, I said, I know this is a crazy idea, but I'm going to try it, so hold on tight.
That's cool. Rick,
and I play the piano and sing songs like Close to the Edge and bits of Tales from TurboGrafx on the piano, because it's a very simple way of expressing the music,
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I did write, I don't know if you know any of the Essen music, there's a song called Gaze of Delirium.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I wrote that on piano and took it to the band on piano.
Really?
And said, I've got this idea, and it's crazy, and it must have sounded so bad. Because I could hardly play the piano, but the idea was there. It was like a symphony to me, going to war and then a peaceful ending. Soon, oh soon, the light. So I played it all the way through, and it really must have sounded terrible, but they understood it a little bit, and then they got understanding and developing it, and that's how it became,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Cool.
still writing Yes music, even though I'm not in the band, because that's what I do. It's part of my DNA,
Right. I mean, whatever you write is going to sound like you, and you were such a big part of the band's sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I write the songs, I come up with ideas for the structure. I push them up the mountain every time when we do Close to the Edge, TurboGrafx, Gaze of Delirium, Wakeman, one of my favorite pieces. I pushed them up the mountain. They wouldn't have gone there without me. It was my dream. I had this idea. But why don't we're talented musicians, why don't we expand music and make it something different, rather than chase the charts or chase the pop world? No. We were so lucky, of course, because we had a great record company in Alma Ertigan's Atlantic Records.
It occurs to me you came up in a brief window of time where you could make that kind of music and you could get a record deal,
Yeah.
and people would actually buy it.
Vision Orchestra, one of the great bands at that time, with no singer.
Yeah, yeah,
In Crimson,
yeah.
Zeppelin relied on hit records.
That's kind of true, yeah.
And so did Genesis, eventually. But there was just a handful of bands that sort of, a little bit like Frank Zappa, you survived on your music. And you have a hit or two, and you're lucky to get that. But the rest is all, people come to see you because you're like Pink Floyd. You have a stage show, you have a presentation, you're bigger than the norm. And that's what Yes was able to do over the years and years. Because, the Beatles, God bless them, they only lasted 8 years. It was amazing. Bands like Yes kept going until 35 years later. I was still there in the band.
Yeah, you could have never anticipated that in the beginning. I mean,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's no way to ever
I
know
worked
that.
hard, and I still do.
Now, Rick has talked a little bit about the possibility of an Anderson, Wakeman, Rabin project. Is that going to move forward? Do you know?
I don't know. I got an email from Trevor today. He's off to London to see his son playing in his first... he has a great band, his son, Brian. They have a great band, and they're doing some gigs in the UK, so he went over. I was with Trevor last week. He was finishing off some music for a great new movie on DreamWorks called I Am 4. It's going to be the big blockbuster movie this summer, and Trevor's really doing some great film scores,
Oh, gosh, he's been
We
in...
talked over the last couple of years about maybe getting together and doing some concerts, re-looking at the album Talk, and 9125, Big Generator, and a couple of 2 or 3 Yes classics, but centering in on that, and maybe we've written a couple of new songs. Me and Rick have written 2 songs for the project, but it's like anything, it's timing.
Yeah.
It'll happen when it happens, and I'll be there.
Now, who would be the other people? As people have rumored, like Bruford and Levin, to round it out? Is that in the offing?
Bill is not touring anymore. He doesn't want to do concerts anymore. He does his book tours, but he specifically says he's not going to play drums wherever he is, and that's Bill. He's decided he doesn't want to do it no more. But you can never discount that.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We've got some ideas of how we'd like to do another show, but timing. Trevor's got work, Rick's got work, and I'm busy. But eventually, the timing will work.
Yeah.
It'll either be this summer or next summer, but we'll do it.
Excellent. Now I wanted to ask you a little bit about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I had asked Rick about it.
I was there actually last year doing a concert in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah?
It's real fun.
The Hall of Fame is given really short shrift to progressive rock. And so have rock critics, for the most part.
It was never, within the business, it was never, I suppose, a money-making proposition. So the business itself sort of turned a sort of blind eye to, yes, especially, and just say, well, yeah, they're progressive rock. I used to say, well, that's jazz, you know. keep it over there. It's not real music. Well, it's music, but it's not really business or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And eventually they'll understand that yes, music was and is great music, and it deserves a place in any Hall of Fame of any, whether it's the Hall of Fame in London or Cleveland or wherever. But I don't think about it every day. I think about it when people mention it. That's all. It'll happen when it happens, and when it does, great. And
yeah, well, some of the bands that they have put in, and then some of the ones that they haven't gotten around to yet, are just amazing to me.
I know, but it's par for the course, you know. When I think about it in a deeper level, all my awards are in heaven, so all my rewards are in this world now. I don't need anything else. But if it happens, I'm not going to turn it down and say, oh no, not me please. I'll be there, I'll be having fun.
Now, the one question I get from fans a lot is, would you ever consider rejoining Yes if the opportunity came around?
It's a difficult question, obviously, because they've decided to do what they want to do. They basically, I don't know how to put this in any way. They just disappointed me totally, and a lot of fans, but who cares? You know, real band, you know, people who like music, they don't care what the problems are within a band, you know.
Yeah.
And they decided they wanted to go and get a guy who sounded like me and looked like me, and he wasn't. You know, I'm not I'm not a pushover. I'm a good guy. I have a good, strong spirit, you know. And I'm doing what I believe to be the right thing by just getting on with music rather than worrying about the band. I know they're out there, they're making an album, and good luck to them.
I mean, there's not a lot you can do about it, right?
It should have been done in a more, as I said, when it happened, in a more gentlemanly way. We should have talked a little bit more about it, but they need to make money. You know, they were open. They needed to get on the road, and they like doing that. They like being journeymen. They want to go on the road, and I got a great life. I'm in love. I have a happy, beautiful, wonderful time with my marriage, and I have a beautiful home, and I want to spend time here working and creating.
Yeah.
Some people just want to be on the road all the time. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot else you can say, is there?
Not really.
Is there anything else you want to say about this new record or your upcoming endeavors before we go today?
Well, you know, me and Rick are organizing some shows up in Canada and the East Coast and here, there, and everywhere this autumn. And I might even be working with the California Trio and 111. We've talked about, you know, maybe getting a run of some shows together because we get on very well and we love making music. We've done it a couple of times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing a performance with the San Antonio Youth Orchestra on March the 12th. I'm preparing, actually, to do Wakeman sometime this summer or next year. And there's a couple of other projects coming. So, you know, there's a lot of things happening.
Well, that's great, man. Well, congratulations on this new record.
Good. I appreciate your conversation. Take care.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.